The ruling Jogoo Party, KANU, knew the political tide was against it. The Independence Party took advantage of the divisions in Ford and also unleashed its counter-strategies. After all, they say in the world of politics, what counts at the end of the day is strategy. So what really catalyzed the split? And were they ideological differences or parochial interests?
Actually, it was sponsored by the system. Don't forget, Moi calls himself the professor of politics. And serious observers and serious students of that period of Kenyan history will definitely see the government hand. That was the only way that KANU was going to come back, and they zoned the country into areas along which they would vote so that Moi could win. In Mount Kenya region, for example, I remember a day Kenneth Matiba wasn't allowed to pass Rupingazi Bridge, the river that marks the boundary between Embu and Muranga, or directions were given that he should not pass that bridge because Moi, Kibaki and Matiba had taken the country by storm. And the only way to prevent him from winning the presidency was to divide the Mount Kenya vote. So Kibaki was allowed to campaign in all parts of the country, Meru included, and you see that most of them voted that way because that was the state plan at that time. You recall that people voted strictly in accordance with the wishes of the KANU regime in terms of where people were allowed to campaign. Areas where Moi couldn't campaign were left for Jaramogi and his people.
But one of the enduring regrets is that as soon as Section 2A was repealed, the ethnic rivalry reared its head. And I want to say, as long as we use ethnicity as a tool for political mobilization, the vision and the dream we had will not be realized. It will only be realized when the Kenyan people realize bei ya unga ikipanda inapadia Muluya, inapadia Mukisi, Mukamba, Mukikuyu, kila mtu. Nauli ikipanda. People being unable to access health services. In other words, uchumi ukizorota, unazorotea kila kabila. If we can be able to communicate that to the Kenyan people, so that they start questioning political parties, so that political parties get reconfigured to focus on economic issues. What are your policies on education? How are you going to elevate poverty, health? You know, those issues that we see in stable democracies.
We saw the dreams, the aspirations of the people die. Of the founding generation, the very few led by Jaramogi remained true to that calling. And that is why we found ourselves, and we suffered for it, because unlike Jaramogi, who led a base that was with him, we from Mount Kenya region went against the current, and we were punished for it. We continue to be punished for it.
Yes, I felt pained that the principled stand we had taken was now overrun by the lust for power. But my position has always been that there are times when a leader must lead from the front, so that you stand even on an issue that is unpopular at that particular moment in time, because in the long run, people will get to know that actually you are right down the road. That has been my life. That has been the story of my life. And that's how I conduct myself. For example, that's why I contested the elections in 2013, because I wanted the platform to say the same things I'm saying today. Forget about this ethnic mobilization. Let's focus on economic, social issues. That's one of the reasons I wanted that platform to say that. And secondly, to encourage your generation not to think that you must be the son or daughter of a major family in order to become president. And I'm happy I'm seeing it happening. And I can see the Kenyan people are beginning to move towards that. So there are times when you've got to show leadership and sacrifice your personal leadership. By the way, I mean, I tried Kibaki, Matiba, I tried all I could.
The opposition forces had also threatened to boycott the 1992 December 29th general election. It had its own irreducible minimums.
That even at that time, we had actually wanted to boycott the elections, the first multi-party election, without a new constitution. We were prevailed upon by the Americans who had been our natural allies. They invited these bishops that you are talking about. And the bishops, all of them, Catholic, Anglican, Protestants, they came out with a statement calling on the opposition to participate in the elections. The point being made is that Rome was not built in a day. But we had said ourselves, repeal Section 2A when the structures were still the structures of the one-party state. Including the Electoral Commission, Moi was not asking anybody on who to appoint to conduct the elections.
On the other hand, Matiba's group had left Ford, but their new home, Ford Asili, was not yet registered.
We were about to face a disqualification by the state at that time because there was no any registered party other than Ford.
Those who had deserted the Jaramogi axis sought refuge in the Kenya National Congress, KNC. They were Kenneth Matiba, Titus Mbadi, Kimani Wanyoike, Maina Wanjigi, and Charles Rubia.
Titus Mbadi was our chairman of KNC, which was a registered party. In case Ford Asili refused registration. But Moi's government was smart. They waited until the last week they registered Ford Asili. Now you can see, Matiba then said, that's my God, my party now Ford Asili. Kenya National Congress, He knew exactly what we were doing. I tried to consult him almost daily, going to his office, arguing about this. He had agreed that we can buy KNC. But he himself, when a week or 2 weeks before his party for us was registered, then he became very happy. I've got my party now. And clever people, quick people like Chikuku rushed to Motiva as Secretary General of Ford Asili.
KNC and Ford Asili represented one and the same thing, Matiba's trump card. He was to vie for the presidency on either political party, depending on the circumstances.
In a nutshell, Ford Asili and Kenya National were not different parties. But Ford Asili was then invaded by outsiders like Shikuku was with us, but there was another story about that. Because he had gone to Moi's and they said they were going to eat ugali. You know the story? You've heard the story? Yes. So he rushed. He got George Thenge. George Thenge was with Ford Asili. He defeated Maina Wanjigi, Charles Ngilu, defeated Bathi. Karethi was defeated by Mother Karwa. Those were the people who rushed to Fort Asili quickly. Nyanja, who was a very strong man in Limuru, was defeated by somebody else. All of us who were with Matiba lost because Matiba and his team became unwillingly, perhaps, I don't think Matiba knew what was doing. The whole thing was hijacked by Moi's political system.
Come December 29, 1992, Kenneth Stanley Njindo Matiba contested the presidency on a Ford Asili ticket, but there was a problem.
Although Ken took part in that 1992 election, he was never the old Ken. He was very limited. He walked with a limp. He could not see very well. He could not read or write very well. As you know, we had issues when we put the petition as to who signed the thing. He had already been destroyed. It was sheer determination of a man who never gives up that made him go through that election of 19.
So the December 29, 1992 general election was held, and as anticipated, the opposition's lack of cohesiveness, strategy, and inability to form an alliance against KANU, President Moi and his party remained firmly in control of both government and politics.
The changes we wanted, the vision we had, the objective we had would have been realized much earlier. We had sat down. So I felt, let me stay with Fort Kenya the way we had decided. Fort Kenya was to be destroyed thereafter by none other than Raila Amolo Odinga, who again also started practicing ethnic mobilization. And if truth be told, even today, the two so-called dominant parties are practicing ethnic mobilization. Many other tribes, again, these two also mobilizing on the basis of the numbers they have. That will never take Kenya anywhere. That will continue to ruin the economy, because that's what robs whoever is president the power to address the issue of corruption. So I'm happy, completely happy that I have not betrayed my vision, my principles. I made my contribution. And now it's for you people to do it.
Duncan Hemba, The Untold Story.